Good morning, my darling Darlene and my caring Karen. Okay, I want to share something with you all. And I say my channel, life is a process. Let's process it together. Thank you all for processing this with me. Okay, two things. Number one, I just balanced my checkbook, and it is so nice, honestly, to go through these receipts. Those are going in the trash now. But to go through those receipts and find all these receipts for food and restaurants where I was going to get chicken and sour cream and pork rinds and cheese and cheese and cheese and more cheese. It's all so pricey. I feel really good, and I feel like my body and my budget are both going to sort of shrink up a little and tighten up a little and consolidate a little and not be so loosey-goosey. So that's really good. It makes me feel good about this. And listen, I'm sharing this with you because I think it's very, very important that while we do something like this, we continually remind ourselves and our brain and reinforce this direction we're going on and become aware of the pros, because the cons are real. The cons are real. This takes effort. It takes a conscious effort. We have to sort of stay aware. It doesn't just take preparing and preparation, and it takes we're not gonna. It's like I used to tell the kids when I was a youth minister. We have to stay engaged, willing, obedient, engaged. Is that the woe is she? Willing, obedient, engaged, surrendered, hydrated, and empowered by the Holy Spirit. Yes, I believe it is. Okay, so it's like a vehicle whose wheels need to be realigned. Because of the fall of humanity, our human nature is going to be to veer off. We have to keep our hands on the wheel and make a conscious effort to stay on this path, on this course, because our human nature and the ways of this world are so set up to have us derail. We are swimming upstream. Am I right? We're swimming upstream. We have to keep our hands on the wheel and stay engaged mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, financially. Which leads me to what else I wanted to tell you. Yes, I just wanted to share. It's been very nice. Just eating up some ground beef from home. Simple as that. Karen, I love how you had 3 hard-boiled eggs yesterday. I thought, oh yeah, hard-boiled eggs. I kind of forget about hard-boiled eggs. Excellent. Thank you. We all bring so much to the table, don't we? Maybe one day the 3 of us will sit around a table together and eat some form of beef, butter, bacon, eggs, and sardines. By the way, I'm getting ready to go pick up my Walmart order, and money's tight right now. That's an understatement. This house is so expensive. Holy moly. But by the grace of God, we're good. We got our needs met. We're not starving. But instead of getting $400 worth of groceries like I often do, I'm just getting kind of what we need. And so I got 1 little package of liver and 1 little can of sardines and 1 little thing of Kerrygold butter. I think I'll really enjoy all of those, or at least enjoy experimenting. So anyways, in addition to sharing with you that I'm just glad to, most of this is the dollar store. Toys for the kids. I don't know. But a good chunk of these receipts is restaurants and grocery receipts from the past couple weeks, where I've been trying to get in all the animal products, right? All those final hurrahs. And it's expensive to eat that way. It's actually quite insatiable. I'm going to also link another Ken Berry excellent video that I just found. 10 ways to stop overeating, you guys. Just please, if you have a moment, don't feel like you have to, but if you could listen to this video, we're doing it. And it feels so good to go down his list of 10 things and go check, check, okay, check, check. Which leads me to the other thing that I wanted to tell you. And this is already 4 minutes and 54 seconds, but just bear with me. I had emotional cravings for carbohydrates last night, late in the evening. And I think it's very healthy and important to acknowledge that, to acknowledge when I have those moments, because that's how we get through grief. And we, especially Karen and I doing this for so long, I think we need to get through grief, not ignore it or try and bypass it or go around it. So I sat there on the couch at my mother-in-law's house after we had a full day of yard sale, hot, sunny weather. I was moving stuff, heavy things. I was helping them out. I told you yesterday I felt so good, so full of energy, so satiated. The butter coffee. Okay. Really the butter, right? Just the fat, just having a sense of like, fine, not hungry. While people were snacking all day long, and she has a refrigerator up there with sodas. So everybody was like washing down their baked goods with soda. And I was fine. It was fine. Which, by the way, I don't resent other people partaking in all that. I think God has given each of us unique levels of sensitivity. I don't think anybody needs to be eating and drinking all that poison, but I don't envy other people doing it, because I know for me personally, it just causes me too much trouble. And I know a lot of other people that I see eating and drinking it. I know they're trapped. I know they are, because I watch them every couple months say, all right, I'm going to do it now. I'm going to lose weight, and I'm no more sugar and no more this, no more that. Just like on that video where he says, how can I stop overeating? It's like, all right, now I'm not going to eat sugar and flour. I'm just going to eat healthy stuff. And the healthy stuff they go to is honestly just as bad as the sugar and flour. It just takes a little bit longer for our body to process. So if you get off Cokes and candy, but you turn to, bread and fruit and all the stuff that we've been told is healthy, you never get out of that cycle. So I can see people clearly stuck in the cycle. People that were trying to lose weight a year ago, and now it's just they're just back in it. And I know what it feels like to be back in it. Anyways, I felt really, really good yesterday, but by last night, after we left the yard sale and we went to Franklin's baseball game, and we had Mary and the dog and everybody with us, and we went back to my mother-in-law's, and we sat on her couch, and yes, people were kind of finishing off a lot of the baked goods that had been around during the day, and I mean fancy baked goods from fancy bakeries, which almost makes it seem like it's a special treat, and it's the same daggone thing as if you just ripped open a cheap candy bar from a gas station. Just because it's fancier and costs more does not mean it's any better for you, obviously. But they were finishing up all these baked goods, like super fun. I mean, it's just fun. It's a yard sale we do once a year. It's 400 miles of yard sale. It's 6880. It goes across Kentucky. It's really a big fun weekend. And so lots of sugar and flour in the midst of a big fun weekend with family and from out of town, no surprise. But by the time I got up there late last night, and those cookies and snacks were still out, and everybody had pizza for dinner, and here I was kind of choking down my ground beef, and then I went up there. I sat there, and the commercial after commercial after commercial after commercial after commercial of companies selling sugar and flour, pizza commercials, people, dipping the breadsticks in nothing but just a big plate of greasy cheese, dipping and eating it. And I started feeling like I was so flooded with images of sugar and flour, and my brain's like, and you're not having any of that? Like, not even a little? But I went home and talked to Greg about it, and he and I both realized that two things. It's hard. It's a challenge being around family that's all just diving into it, even though when I'm rested, I did fantastic, and I shared that with y'all yesterday. That's still challenging. But I also realized that those commercials, that's exactly what Dr. Ken Berry talked about on that overeating video, why I can't stop overeating. It's the marketing. And here's what I want both of us, all three of us to realize. When people actually eat that way, it doesn't look that way and it doesn't feel that way. When you see the people on these commercials eating, they're fit and healthy and they're surrounded by family and friends. They're social. They have so much love and support. It looks on TV like life couldn't be any better and it couldn't be any sweeter. And all of those sugary foods, those floury foods, they're just the icing on an awesome cake. They're just the cherry on top. And in reality, I can speak for myself, but obviously also for a lot of Americans, the reality is binging. It's money. It's $32, $46, just pouring money out of your wallet into these, swiping your card when you pick it up. It's just money, money, money heading in their direction. And it's binging, it's overeating, it's eating until you regret it. It's not feeling good that night or the next day. And it's not fit, healthy people. It's an obesity epidemic. It is, like my husband said, he said they don't show people with their belly hanging out from below their shirt. And by the way, if I've got my own, I have been there. I gotta make sure I'm fully covered at all times. I can relate. I can get it. I get it. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It's like, it's not reality. These commercials of these people looking like they're living it up, when in reality, these substances are killing them. It's poison, and it's very important that we're not deceived. Let's end on this note. Ephesians 4:22-24. I taught you with regards to your former way of life to put off the old self that's being corrupted by its deceitful desires. Put on the new self that's being made new in both attitude and righteousness, and set apart to be holy. That's the gist of it. Ephesians 4:22-24. Put off the old self that's being corrupted by its deceitful desires. That's the enemy at work, twisting things, making it look one way when really the opposite is true. Thank you all for listening. Thank you for doing this with me. Thank you for helping me process through this. I'm going to get on with the day. That's it. I love you. We'll be in touch. Bye.